Charles Hill II and Jason Lowry to the stage. Again, the rules of the forum are a minute, 1 minute for introduction, a couple of minutes to answer a question, and a minute for closing. And could you at this time give our timekeeper, Mr. Tommy, a big round of applause? He's doing an excellent job. And I also wanted to let you know that he's volunteering his services to us this afternoon. And he mentors some young men at a facility in Rockdale. And he sponsors pizza night for them. And so if you're so moved, he has a jar on his table. Hold it up, Mr. Thomas. And so if you would like to help him provide pizza night for the boys at the center, please, you're welcome before you go to come and make a donation. Thank you very much. And so at this time, we'll start with Mr. Favors with your 1 minute introduction. In that introduction, we'd like you to tell us how long you've lived in the city of Stonecrest, and also whether you've had any run-ins with the law, you've filed for bankruptcy, you've got any liens, and how that will inform your service to the city if you're so elected. Thank you.
Good evening. Douglas Edward Favors II. The website is Favors, the number 4, Mayor, 4mayor.com. You can also find out if you live in Stonecrest on that website and find out more about more of these meetings that are going on in March on that website. Favors4mayor.com. Intro. No, the answer is no. I don't have anything that I know about that anybody sued or leaned against me or filed bankruptcy. However, I am not going to stand up here and say no like I'm not proud of that. I'm also not going to stand up here and say no like that means much to me for leadership. It doesn't. The people that are in front of you, whether they had that happen or not, have gotten through those things. That's what matters. How they came out on the other side. No, I haven't. But I commend you that have and are shining today. I am running for mayor. I am from Augusta, Georgia. I was born in Germany. Military parents. I have been in Stonecrest for only 3 years, and I'm smiling the whole time. I haven't been here as long as some other people. But again, there's a reason for everything. I am what I would call myself the recon jet. Anything you do, you gotta go find out the lay of the land of what's going on first. I have been in many other cities. I have lived in other communities, and I have watched what happens when you make false steps, when the wrong people are in charge. I came back, put my roots here, and now I want to be the representative of what I've learned. The recon counts for you. Favors4mayor.com. Oh, and ballot-wise, I'm number 1 on the whole ballot, so when you open it up, when you're looking at it, my name's first for everybody.
Mr. Hill, Charles Hill, 1 minute.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Charles Hill. I am a resident of this community. I grew up here. Many of you all know me. Some of you all were my teachers. Some of you all know me from church, from Browns Mill Baseball Park, Browns Mill Recreation Center. I graduated from Lithonia High School, class of 2003. I am a 2008 graduate of Morehouse College, 2012 graduate of Harvard University, and I'm currently a graduate student at Yale University. I stand before you this evening running for mayor of the city of Stonecrest because I think something is broken in our community, and I think it's time for a change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. it's time for some new blood, some new leadership, I offer that. I have never declared bankruptcy. I've never had any run-in with the law. I stand before you as someone who is a shining example of what can come out of this community and what we need to get back to producing. So we'll have a little bit more time throughout the course of this forum to talk a little bit more about some of the issues that matter to you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jason Larry, and there is nothing in my background that prohibits me from running and serving as your mayor for the city of Stonecrest. So let's start there. Second, you asked some specific questions about having a person file for bankruptcy. I filed for bankruptcy. I've lost everything before, and still turned around and brought it back. So half of you all have done the same. You're just not up here running for office. That's what it's about. Second, is it about if you've been in trouble before with regards to your finances, or is it about can you recover from things that have happened to you in the past? Can you pull yourself up from that standpoint? I can. You know why? Because I'm a fully grown man on my own. I don't live with mommy and daddy. I am mommy and daddy. As a matter of fact, there's mommy right there for 30 years, my wife, Deborah Larry. So yes, if there are some issues in the past, it does not prohibit me from running the city of Stonecrest. It did not prohibit me from going down to the Capitol 3 years in a row to make sure that we were actually on the ballot. I'm Jason Larry, and I'm the man here to be your mayor. Thank you.
The office of mayor of Stonecrest is a part-time job, and a lot of these things are with full-time responsibility. Mr. Laurie, you're a businessman. Mr. Hill, you are a full-time student. And Mr. Favors, you're a businessman. If you're elected mayor of the city of Stonecrest, how will you be available to serve the city, to attend meetings and work sessions and be able to meet with people, developers and citizens, and be available? How will you make that work if you're elected? And we'll start with Charles. I'm going to get informal and start calling you up Charles and Jason and Douglas. Okay. All right? Yeah, you're up.
First of all, as a point of clarification, respectfully, in addition to being a full-time graduate student, you all are welcome to check up on me online. If you go to roomsaroundcampus.com, you'll see that I'm vice president of a family-started real estate business in the city of Atlanta, where my family has basically helped turn around the Atlanta University Center. As a Morehouse grad, I was very concerned about the community, and I wanted to do something about it, so I got active, got engaged. We purchased a number of houses, renovated those houses, and now we rent them out to students as well as other low-income tenants. So in addition to being a full-time graduate student, I'm also vice president of a family-owned and operated multi-million-dollar business. You can fact-check me on that. That's not speculation. That's not innuendo. Look online. In terms of working with developers, I have the experience not only with working with commercial, but also residential developers. I want to see some positive things come to the city of Stonecrest. I'm tired of dollar stores, fast food restaurants, liquor stores, and other things that are not uplifting our community. We have to set a precedence in the new city of Stonecrest for entrepreneurship. We have to strengthen black-owned businesses, and we have to do more to set a shining example for these youth that are coming through these schools. It's not enough for our youth to just go out into the world and get a job. We need more of our young people to actually be in a position to where they can do what I've done with my family. So it's not about growing up with a silver spoon in your mouth. Both of my parents grew up poor. My daddy in Montgomery, Alabama, during the height of the civil rights movement. My mom on government assistance in West Philadelphia. I am a humble person. I am a person that stands before you. I have a lot of accomplishments, but I'm still very, very humble. I have not forgot where I came from. I am a product of this community. I will serve you with honesty and transparency, and I promise never to take advantage of you. And if you vote for me, you'll have someone that's qualified, competent, and talented enough to get the job done, but also to do what we need in this area of South DeKalb County.
the question?
Repeat the question.
Okay, it was a question about your availability if you're elected, since you are a business person running your own company. How will you be available to attend all the council meetings and the work sessions and do all the duties of a mayor and still, run your own business?
Thank you, Jennifer. So that's what I've been doing for the past 4 years. It has been a round-the-clock work, leading leaders to be able to make the fruition, to make the position of the city of Stonecrest come true. So yes, my wife and I, we do run our own business. We have a real estate business. We do very well at it. We've recovered from the things that we just talked about, and I'm proud of that. We put one kid through college that's finished, got another one that's in college as we sit today. So specifically, being able to handle city council meetings, being able to make sure there's workshops, being able to make sure that you can attend everything that happens in that arena. I can do that because I've been doing it so far. And let me say something to you, everybody here, ones that are running for office, ones that are running for mayor and city council, this is not Monday, once a month, 6 o'clock at the end of the month. This is twice a week, every day for the next 6 months, because this is new, and it has to be fostered as new. There's a blueprint that we're able to follow from several other cities, but also develop our own. So specifically, Jennifer, I have the time, the energy, the patience, the know-how, and the background to lead the leaders that's coming forward here. Last thing, have you seen the qualification of the folks that have been up here? These are some real people, real adults that are leaders in their own right. It takes a certain amount of temperament, a certain amount of maturity to work with people across all backgrounds. I have that for the city of Stonecrest. Thank you.
Thank you. Douglas.
Repeat it one more time, is the time and there was another
Yes,
part.
the question is that you have a full-time job or you're running a full-time company, and how are you going to be available to run the business of the city, which is a part-time job?
Okay, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's favorsformayor.com. Favors, the number 4 for mayor.com. This question is doesn't need a lot of depth. The reason I started making my own money was this. I got the time because I made the time to do this type of thing. This is what it all culminates to. When I become mayor, that's what I am. That's who I am. What time? What are we talking about? What does that mean, do I have time? If you got to ask me that question and you're expecting some kind of leveled answer, some 1-2 prioritize, that doesn't make sense. If I'm elected mayor, who you gonna know me as out the street? The business owner or the mayor of Stonecrest? You're not gonna ask me what was you doing, and you know what I was doing. I'm the mayor of Stonecrest. That's all. That's what I do. So do I have the time? You right, I got the time. I got the time now. I just need the title. I got that. That's already. We ain't worried about the time. I got that. I'm here right now because I'm telling you, this is what I'm doing. This is who I want to be for you. The time is there. You're gonna give me the title on March 21st because I'm number 1 on the ballot. And then that's who I'm going to be. There's nothing else. And if it's not that, then I'll go and do something else. That's why I run my own business. Because I do what I want to do. I want to be mayor.
We have a number of questions from the audience that speaks to your vision for the city of Stonecrest. And so they'd like to know, close your eyes for a moment and imagine it's 2020 and paint us a picture of what do you see, what is the Stonecrest that you're seeing in 2020 from this vantage point. And we're going to start with you, Mr. Lara. No, Jason. Yeah, we're starting with you.
I see a robust town. I see an opportunity where everyone that is working, that wants to have a career, has an opportunity to have that career here. I see a place that is the absolute worldwide standard of how new cities are supposed to birth and the things that are happening in that area. I see the 6 keys that we stood on with regards to being able to get this opportunity passed, which is live, work, play, worship, shop, educate. Live, work, play, worship, shop, educate. I see the point where that we're not struggling any longer. I see it to a point where we have quality and high quality service, restaurants, and yes, a $200 million facility that is now bolstering at the seams so that we can start to go, then move into our industrial park. Because we have to have people that work across the board, skilled labor and executives out in this area. I see that we are rid of crime, period. I see that our area with regards to education is #1 on the planet with regards to all the things that we have to do. That's the vision that I have for Stonecrest. And most of all, I see you all being more than satisfied. I see all of us with regards to protecting our home value, making sure that we can retire properly and live in peace and make sure we do things right. That's what I see.
Mr. Favors, Douglas, you're up.
Oh boy. Well, 2020, 2017.
It's only 3 years.
Oh, look at that. It's only 3 years. I'm sorry, I don't see the streets paved in gold in 3 years. What I see is what I've seen in that recon that I had about how cities work and how they grow. In 3 years, the complex they just unveiled will take 3 years for us doing what it's supposed to be doing for Stonecrest. It's going to take at least that. In 3 years, what I see is a lot of groundwork. I see a little sad faces because of construction. I see sidewalks and intersections with crosswalks repainted and visible. I see things that if I'm there, which I do see, are in the workings to getting to where we want to be. It's 3 years.